A new survey from a conservative group suggests many people in North Carolina don't like Governor Roy Cooper's handling of schools in the pandemic.
We have the difficulty of parents now having to stay home with their children, which means that they're giving up employment or they're having other sorts of strains on their job opportunities.
A recent Civitas poll shows 46% of likely registered voters are unhappy with the governor's response. The survey also shows high disapproval ratings for county school boards. Dr. Terry Stoops is one of the pollsters. He believes these results tell state lawmakers how parents are truly feeling.
Educational and economic consequences of a student staying home because of online learning is considerable. And when you couple that difficulty with the fact that a lot of medical experts are saying that kids can go back to school, then you recognize how frustrated parents must be.
Dr. Stoops says low-income families are the most likely ones to oppose how Governor Roy Cooper and local school boards are handling reopening classrooms.
And I think that's because many low-income families are wage earners, they own small businesses, and therefore their jobs don't have the flexibility that allows them to be able to transition to staying at home for long periods.
Stoops says the Civitas survey indicates upper-income families are more likely to approve of how state and local officials have dealt with schools and COVID.
And I suspect that the one reason is it'd be because they have more flexibility in their jobs. They tend to be salaried workers that have the ability to work from home and therefore don't have the same type of inconveniences that there are for many wage earners, small business owners, and those on the lower income scale.
Stoops says the conservative group's poll can guide legislators on ways to address schools and coronavirus in the General Assembly.
But this is really one of the first opportunities they have to hear the voices of regular North Carolinians and some of the struggles that they've been going through. So I think it's important for them to start taking into account the experience of regular North Carolinians through the pandemic, the difficulties that they were encountering.
A report by Carolina Journal says Republican State Senator Deanna Ballard is expected to file a bill to mandate school districts to offer in-person learning, while also offering options for online learning. A study from Duke University and UNC Chapel Hill found extremely limited transmission of COVID within schools, an indication they can reopen safely.
So the fact that there was a wide disapproval of Governor Cooper's approach, I think is less interesting than the fact that so many disapproved of local school boards' approach to school reopening because it was local school districts that were ultimately responsible for deciding how schools would reopen.
Stoops also notes that their findings have some political influence.
It's important to recognize that a lot of the respondents when it came to the question about Governor Cooper, were responding in a political way. They've heard of Governor Cooper, they know he's a Democrat, and so they were more likely, if they were Republican, to respond negatively.
In Greenville, Victoria Holmes, 9 on your side.